devastation on a global scale.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're discussing the 10 most anticipated PS5 games of fall 2023.
Peace comes at a price. Someone's always got to pay.
For this list, we'll be looking at games coming to the PS5 from September to November 2023. While not all of these are Sony exclusives, it's safe to say that the PS5 is the best way to experience them. Which PS5 games have you already pre-ordered? Let us know in the comments. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Mortal Kombat 1. Release date September 19th, 2023.
I have had enough of you.
Then go.
As the 12th main game in the franchise that builds upon Mortal Kombat 11, this new installment is naturally called Mortal Kombat 1. Okay, so while technically a sequel of sorts, this is just as much a reboot. Taking place in the New Era timeline after Liu Kang became a god, the story essentially provides a clean slate, allowing the long-running fighting series to revisit its simpler roots.
Today, you have proven worthy of joining us. Come, there are other champions I must gather.
Beyond the story mode, MK1 introduces a cameo fighters feature, supplying a helpful, vengeful hand during battle. The combat pack should also make for some interesting showdowns. Who's stronger, Homelander, Peacemaker, or Omni-Man? The answer is Omni-Man, but if you want to prove us wrong, you'll just have to pick up a copy of MK1. Alan Wake 2. Release date October 27th, 2023.
I write to escape. Every word is a step forward.
The original Alan Wake gained a cult following with its eerie atmosphere and episodic storytelling, calling Stephen King and Twin Peaks to mind. With the game leaving us on another cliffhanger, we all wondered when a sequel would arrive. We've been asking that question for over a decade. Sure, Alan Wake got a couple of extra episodes, but so did Half-Life 2. Thankfully, this isn't a Half-Life 3 situation.
We were all trapped in a horror story. The horror story wanted us dead.
Taking place 13 years later, FBI agent Saga Anderson is called to Bright Falls, where Wake wrote himself into the corner of an alternate dimension. With 2 playable characters and the introduction of a dialogue tree, Alan Wake 2 seems like another page-turner that should keep us up at night in more ways than one.
What's your name?
Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. Release date October 19th, 2023.
Starting with a great updated roster featuring the most iconic vehicles from the Hot Wheels world. Yeah, the ones you've always wanted.
For those who missed out on the original 2021 title, we know what you're probably thinking. A Hot Wheels game? That doesn't sound like anything more than a quick cash grab. Don't judge a car by its paint job. The first game went above the Call of Duty, combining the nostalgic fun of Hot Wheels with the innovation of Mario Kart. Unleashed 2 continues the small-scale racing action, turning a household backyard, a miniature golf course, and other run-of-the-mill locales into death-defying experiences.
Double jumps when you need that extra push to get out of trouble, even mid-air.
It's not just more of the same, implementing a story mode, additional gameplay modes, and new mechanics like jumping. Everything about this screams bigger and better, complete with a wider roster of vehicles to choose from. 130 to be precise.
We can't wait to see the crazy things you'll do in Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged.
Lords of the Fallen. Release date October 13th, 2023.
Spiritual successor to the original 2014 release, it acts as a full reboot for the franchise.
2014's Lord of the Fallen was a solid success for publisher CI Games and developer Deck 13, selling almost 1 million copies during its first 7 months on the market. Although a sequel was slated for 2017, the project stalled with development shifting from Defiant Studios to the CI game-founded Hexworks. It's taken nearly a decade, but Lord of the Fallen is finally getting a successor entitled Lords of the Fallen.
And the World of the Dead, Umbro, with each featuring its own unique pathways, characters, enemies, and, of course, treasures.
While the name hasn't changed, this action RPG promises to have a few new tricks up its sleeve. Taking the original Souls-like gameplay to the next level, the reboot ups the ante with 2 parallel worlds to explore and survive: Axiom, the realm of the living, and Umbral, the opposite side of the coin.
Pre-order Lords of the Fallen now, and prepare to unleash the darkness on Friday the 13th of October.
Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Release date September 26, 2023.
There's gotta be a way out of this.
Johnny, I'm dying. There's nothing can stop that.
The reception to Cyberpunk 2077 has been a roller coaster of mixed emotions. One minute, it was the most anticipated game of 2020. The next, it was the biggest letdown. Fast forward 3 years, the action RPG is at long last living up to its potential with some vast improvements keeping players coming back. To hold fans over until the sequel, codenamed Project Orion, we have Phantom Liberty.
USA's tossing us back into the fray, huh?
Stay sharp. We're in the wolf's den now.
This expansion sets itself in a new Night City district. While you may encounter fan favorites like Keanu Reeves' Johnny, Phantom Liberty expands the cast with Idris Elba as FI8 agent Solomon Reed. Taking on a spy thriller angle and adding a new vehicular combat feature, now's as good a time as any to give Cyberpunk a second chance.
If I don't do anything, and do it soon, I'll die.
Lies of P. Release date September 19th, 2023.
Untangle the unfathomable secrets of the city's elites, and choose whether to confront predicaments with the truth or weave lies to overcome them on the journey to find yourself.
We seem to be living in an unusual era where everybody is producing a new version of Pinocchio. This trend has now infiltrated the gaming realm. Lies of P draws from Carlo Collodi's novel, but with more than a few twists. Yes, the story still centers on a puppet searching for mortality and his master Geppetto. In this version, though, Pinocchio trades in his long nose for a mechanical arm as he fights his way through the Gothic city of Krat.
You'll notice that the enemy's HP bar occasionally shines bright upon attacking. This means the enemy has become groggy available. If you strike a groggy available enemy, it will fall into groggy status.
Along with the Souls-like gameplay and biomechanical enemies, the game takes a unique approach to the source material's moral of lying. Depending on whether Pinocchio is truthful or dishonest, the game can have 3 different endings, and we're guessing one isn't happily ever after. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Release date November 10th, 2023. Call of Duty entered a new modern era in 2019 with a sequel following last year. The third installment in this reboot series was developed back-to-back with its predecessor. Entering uncharted territory for the franchise, Modern Warfare 3 serves as a direct follow-up, building upon establishing character dynamics and storylines. As the ending of the previous game indicated, this entry picks up in Makarov, where there are old scores to settle, as well as new fights to commence. The plot isn't the only element carrying over between games. Let's just say that you won't have to go back to square one with your inventory. For anyone who thinks COD has been stuck in the past, the franchise seems to be adapting to modern times. Alone in the Dark. Release date October 25th, 2023.
Maybe the Dark Man just likes it when you suffer.
Have you ever talked to a doctor about your condition?
Unfortunately, when a lot of people now think of Alone in the Dark, their minds immediately go to the critically maligned Uwe Boll movie rather than the hit survival horror game. Recent sequels like 2015's Illumination haven't done much to restore the franchise's once good name. 2023's Alone in the Dark seeks to redeem the series, serving as a remake of the 1992 classic.
This is madness!
Are you crazy?
Pulling out all the stops, the remake enlists an all-star cast featuring Jodie Comer as Emily Hartwood and David Harbour as Edward Carnby. In addition to A-list actors and upgraded graphics, the gameplay is evolving with an over-the-shoulder perspective. Combining the original's atmosphere with the mechanics of Resident Evil, this sounds like the best of both worlds. And just in time for Halloween. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Release date October 5th, 2023.
And from the light, you will return to the dark.
After treading on familiar territory for several years, Assassin's Creed started to branch out with fresh takes on the franchise, 2020's Valhalla being one example. Mirage appears to be a bridge between the old and the new. Basim Ibn of Valhalla returns, being upgraded from street thief to aspiring assassin. Where some elements remain closer to modern installments, Mirage also revisits the series' origins with an emphasis on stealth rather than role-playing.
Embrace the fear. Quiet it. Find the stillness. And let's go.
The narrative is more focused as well, with the campaign clocking in at 15 to 20 hours. Although smaller than what some newer players might be used to, those who've been with Assassin's Creed from the beginning should appreciate the return to the basics, especially with the original's recent 15th anniversary.
We will be watching.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Release date October 20th, 2023.
Guys, this is my best friend Harry.
Hey, good to meet you.
New job, huh? Still gonna have time for tutoring?
We'll figure it out.
Is there a more anticipated PS5 exclusive coming out this whole year? The 2018 bestseller was the ideal Spider-Man game in every sense, much like how Arkham Asylum was a dream come true for Batman fans. Just as Arkham City improved upon its predecessor, we can only hope that Spider-Man 2 pulls off a similar feat.
You have no idea.
It's hard to imagine this sequel falling short with Peter Parker and Miles Morales sharing equal billing. Not only are we getting double the Spidey, but the New York open world is being expanded upon, proving more room for new villains. This includes the Venom symbiote, which is bound to take Peter to some dark places with a few new twists. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.